Oh, okay, I'm back. So I thought I'd show you sort of all the medicine that I do throughout the day. I'm going to try and go through in order, and some of them I'm going to take for my morning as I go through. Okay, so the first thing that I take in the morning is something called flucloxacillin, and that's a really bog standard antibiotic. I take it a couple of times a day. You can take it up to 4 times a day depending on fitting it in with all your medication and how bad you are and things like that. So flucloxacillin, done. I take 2 of these in the morning and 2 of these at night. These you're not supposed to you're supposed to have them on an empty stomach. So I have to have them first thing in the morning, like when I wake up, so that by the time I get downstairs they've started working already before I go and have my breakfast. Eating is a really important thing for people with cystic fibrosis. We don't put weight on properly, so we don't have the appropriate enzymes to digest our food. So all the fat that's in food, with us, our bodies can't digest it properly. Now, there's different kinds of cystic fibrosis, and I will find out what my genotype is. I don't know off the top of my head, but the way my body basically reacts is that if I don't take some tablets called Creons, and I have Creon 10,000, with any food that I eat that's got any fat in it, which means Haribo is fine, then it means that basically I don't digest it properly, and I'm not going to tell you what happens because it's gross, but that's all you need to know about that. So fluclox first thing in the morning, and then when it's ready and time for me to eat, I have Creon. Where'd my Creon's gone? Ah, here we go. So here we go, Creon 10,000. And just to show you, hopefully, let's see if you can see that. They look like they've got tiny, tiny, tiny little things inside, which they have, and they're enzymes, and that helps to break down all the fat inside my food for me, so that I can get the goodness out of it. And that's one of the reasons that cystic fibrosis, well, no, not all, but I and my brother, who also has CF, we don't put weight on very well, so we're a bit skinny. So we have to have these in order to make sure that we're putting our weight on and processing our food properly and getting all the goodness out of it that we need. I get through between 24 and about 28 of these a day. So like a normal chicken dinner with vegetables and mashed potatoes, I'd have 8. With fish and chips from the shop, I'd have at least 10, maybe 12 if it's really oily, because it's the amount of oil that means that my body just struggles to process that, and there's a lot of fat content in it. So these are amazing, and I can't go anywhere without them. It's not good if I don't. I can't eat if I don't have them with me. Good, so that's Creon. I don't really like mornings and eating, they just don't go together for me. So I have to have other ways or interesting ways of finding food that I want to eat, basically anything. When I was growing up, it used to be 3 digestives and a glass of milk some days. When I started becoming more independent, I would find leftovers and eat, so I'd have like spaghetti bolognese leftovers or cottage pie leftovers for my breakfast, because I just preferred it to cereal. It just didn't really do it for me. One of the things that I often have, and I should have one of these every day, is something called it's not actually cow shake, it's called Scandi Shake, and this one is strawberry flavoured, and it's a milkshake which is made up with half a pint of full fat milk, and once you've added the powder, it's 300 calories. So that is a meal in a jug. It's a meal in a cup. It's a meal in a cup. It's a meal in a cup. So, okay. Along with my breakfast, I need various vitamins and supplements just to help my body, because I don't get enough, or I need extra of them to help me keep balanced. So, I have created a plate of vitamins for you. Let me see if you can see those. No, not yet, not yet. They're all gonna roll out. This is no good. This hasn't worked at all. So in here we have got vitamins A and D there. we've got vitamin E, and then the 3 little white ones here are calcium, called cholecalciferol, and they're really important because my bones aren't great. Then I need extra calcium to keep them strong. Interestingly, I've never broken a bone in my body, so I think the amount of milk that I've had over the years and added in with supplements has meant that I've managed to keep fairly safely away from breaking any bones, which is great. And then this last one here is vitamin K, which is my newest one, and I'm always a little bit suspicious about how much I need it, but I've been told that I need it, and so I'm going to obey my lovely dietitian, Alison. So just to give you a bit of an idea here, look, this is how I try and keep on top of this. It looks quite impressive, doesn't it, once you add it all together? This is like a week's set of vitamins and morning flu clocks. I just find it easy having those in here. That's the phone for my husband. I will not be picking it up because I'm not a vicar. Actually, neither is he. Okay, so that's my vitamins. That's first thing in the morning. Then we go to something I have, a nebulizer. I have 2 different nebulizers which I alternate between on a month-on, month-off basis. And this month I'm on something called Asley, which is Aztreonam nebulized, and this has been one of the most amazing things that I've started taking. I started taking it last year, and it has truly made a difference to how well I keep in the month that I'm on it. So it's not cheap, and one of the reasons I can only have it every other month is because of how expensive it is, but it's amazing, 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 and I stay away from bugs and picking up chest infections and things like that so much better on the months that I'm on Asley. So I need to do that, and I use an eFlow for nebulizing this, which is amazing. So when I was little, we used to have nebulizer machines which were so big and so heavy that I couldn't lift them. And my parents used to have to lift them around. They were so heavy. They were like a couple of 5 kilograms each. And you used to have to put a tube out the window because of the amount of smoke that it created. And now we have these things, and we have these things, and they're just incredible. Like, oh my goodness, technology is amazing. This is an iNeb, and I'll use that later on. So this is my eFlow, and I attach, we're gonna make it up. It's the mouthpiece. This basically just means that you get more of your medication and it filters it out into the air, so you don't get loads of smoke in the air. So that's the basic bit, and I've left, here we go. This is the lid. This is like a pressure cooker top. So when you turn it, when you screw it onto here, it basically pressurizes and holds it in, so you get every last little bit of it. It makes it a very efficient nebulizer to have. So these are super cute. This is Caiston. This is 1 dose, and it's super tiny. I feel like a giant. So I'm going to take this off. The only thing I don't like about these is I sometimes cut my fingers because you have to like peel off the metal. You have to like whip it round. Sometimes that doesn't happen, and it just snaps off, and then you're sort of stuck. So you take the lid off. This is the liquid that you put into it. Sodium chloride, I knew it, sodium chloride. Good, so Asley's nearly ready. I do this 3 times a day, in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. One of the challenges with Asley is wherever you are in the middle of the afternoon or around tea time, you need to think about, have you got your medication with you? Sometimes I fail at that. Sometimes, more times than I want to sometimes. It's really important to do because it's what makes it work so well. Part of the fact that it works so well is because it's a 3 times a day thing. It's so worth it, and it really doesn't take very long to do. So that's pretty cool. This is the closest I ever get to looking like I'm smoking some kind of dodgy drug.